Hello, I'm Ross from Britain's Hidden History and welcome back. It's been great, first of all, to say all the amazing feedback about the walks we do. People wanting to go there themselves, brilliant, asking for more details on how to get there, because half the time I don't even know I'm going with other people. So I'm going to do a little bit of a map guide up to it, and then you'll see us. The weather was pretty lousy, but it does give you a good idea. And I think most people have heard of the Battle of Mount Baden. And if we go and have a quick look here on... let's put you onto the screen. If we have a quick look here at what Wikipedia has to say about it, this is pretty much the mainstream Battle of Baden. And it's got the Latin name, Badonicus Montis, and all this kind of stuff. It's a siege of Mount Baden, and it's accepted. The names are Welsh, the people are Welsh, it's the Britons. It goes back to Welsh sources like Gildas, Nennius, and the connections obviously with King Arthur being the person who fought the battle there. So we have all this, and the battle, I know Chris Barber would say it was against the Gwisse. Most people would say it was an alliance of various people. If you look in the old British history records, I'm not going to go through everything today in great detail, but it says there's an alliance of Saxons, Mercians, and possibly other people with a grudge against the British, looking to crush them. So what Wilson and Blackett did with their research, they did the crazy thing of getting a map out and looking for Mount Baden, which in Welsh is Mynydd Baden, and sure enough, there's a place which fits the description of the battle, and it's near the landing point if they cross the Severn, and you can follow the path up the Awenny, all these things, to where the battle is. And you'll see the place names there, the Field of the Tumult, which is the way they went, which we'll see in a second. So in this analysis, the general historical accounts, you can read all about it yourself sometime, not only a short video. Battle of Baden, all about it, the reports, King Arthur, all this kind of stuff, is pretty well recorded by the standards of the time. And what's fascinating then is we go through all the locations, and it's like, we're going to stick it anywhere except in Wales, where the place, it's in the Welsh annals and everything. I don't know. It makes you wonder if it's Mount Baden, and it's a place called Mount Baden, in the right place, in Wales, and where would you expect to look for it, and yet doesn't seem to get into the reckoning for some bizarre reason. Okay, now then. Okay, so I'm going to give you a little guide in to get there, so thank you to all those people, Graham King, others, brilliant, thanks for getting in touch. You actually follow the routes, and go and see these places. Lots of people are telling me this, very exciting. I had no idea, I thought people just might watch it for a bit of fun. So here we go, there's a bit more detail. So this is the glorious M4, cutting a swathe through South Wales. If I come out a bit, just to give you an idea where we are. Here is South Wales, I'm going to zoom right out now. So here is the Severn Estuary. So the idea being that an invasion would have come across this way to land up here and then go up, and you'll see on the battle site they get funneled into a place for the battle itself. Alright, so we're going to zoom. It's drifted me, thanks a lot, that's going to make things fun. Alright, so here's the M4, come along to junction 36, what used to be called the Sarn turnoff, and is now rapidly becoming a Llanharry. Hang on, let's go across a bit. St Mary's Hotel and Golf Club, interesting area as well, because you've got Llanillid there, where we think is possibly the first church in the world, and near there you've got all those other goody stuff, like St Peter's Church, and the burial places. So everything's pretty close, okay? So just follow this along here. Come on. Where's junction 36 gone when I need it? They are Designer Outlet Progend. Here we go. MacArthur Glen. You'll see a tower and all that. You shouldn't really miss it. And what you do then, I've just jotted this down. Direction's not my strongest point. So we've got the A4063. So this road, so you come off, it's like roundabout land. I'm trying to work out to get to the shops and stuff. Shops there, come down there. Anyway, I digress. Back through the roundabout for the A4063, which I think is signed for Aberkenvig. There you are. You'll know you go past the Sound Park Services, Days Inn, all that kind of stuff. Keep going. And then we're looking for the B4281. So you can see it continues. Continues. What are we doing then? And then we're looking for this turn-off, which I don't think is signposted or anything. But as this sort of... Oh, the fountain's closed, not the road. That's okay. So as you turn around this here, you will look for this turn, alright? And this is the lane we're looking for, okay? So we can just follow this up here. You'll come across to a T-junction, by the Wildlife Trust, an interesting place in itself. Okay, so do a left there, and you're almost there. It's not really that complicated as I'm probably making it sound. And then another clue then is the Ffordd of the Gyfraith, which is the road of the tumult. This is the road where they went up towards the battle. The names are in the places, okay? So follow Ffordd of the Gyfraith, more or less the same route, presumably, as the old armies took back in the day. And what we're going to look for is the big landmark then, is the motocross track on the left, okay? So you can find somewhere to park around there. Just pull in, there's a sort of lay-by. I think we're a little bit further up and had to walk back down a bit. Yeah, I think we actually use a lay-by up here somewhere, and there's a mound there that we started at, as you'll see. But anyway, you come back down, and then if you walk along, if you're looking for it on a map, like Google, look for this big triangle field, which more or less points towards it. So you can walk down, there is a lane you can follow. You haven't got to go cross-country or anything. And you'll start to see, when you get there, very dramatic, you'll see in the video in a minute. You know, here's an example here of the rows of the ditches, the trenches, if you like, signs of the battlefield. And you'll find all over this area, you'll see these go on for miles, well, not miles, but probably is a couple of miles altogether. So as you wander around, you can see them, they continue there. A lot have been ploughed over. You get a general idea. And the whole, when they talk about a siege of Mount Baden, you get an idea the whole thing is kind of boxed off. Alright, so that's the first thing. I'll just zoom out a little bit. So what you can do, if you're doing a long walk and you're up for it, you can go all the way around here. What we did on this occasion, the weather was lousy, we didn't have much time. We jumped back in the cars and I could try to find where we stopped further up, because then you find the actual field of battle. Alright, so difficult to find these things marked on the maps, of course. Oh, hang on, here's the clue. So as you're coming on the lane, look for this wood starting on your left. There's a gate, there's a footpath, so you're not causing any trouble. And there's a pull-in for your cars. Follow this path along here, and before very long, you're already looking here. Hang on, mine's gone blank. So you got Maes Cadlawr, the place of the battle. And if you zoom in, you'll see in the video, you can see lots of burial mounds. And come on, computer, keep up. There's burial mounds. And a curious thing here as well is another sort of linear feature, which looks like some sort of trenches. And a lot of the mounds are near them. You see other mounds as well, smaller mounds. Nobles tend to get their own burial places rather than the general troops, things like that. And this seems to be a possible trench, part of the battle or something. And it makes sense to have a lot of the burial mounds near it, because you've already got dug earth. You can just pile it on. So do it the easy way, isn't it? Why do it the hard way? And you can also come over this side. There's more stuff to see up here, burial mounds, stuff like that. So that's how you find it, okay? So I hope that helps. It's pretty easy going, really. And this is the part of the case for arguing that this battle with the famous Welsh leader against the Saxon invaders most likely was actually in Wales, in a place called Mount Baden. It is what it says on the tin. So I hope you enjoyed the video. And thanks for watching. And thanks to all those people getting in touch with their own findings. We have more videos coming up from other people, and people actually going and searching their own Britain's hidden history. Alright, so there's Tim. Okay, right, there's Mount Baden on the map. Hopefully you can see that quite clearly. And we're up above, well, it's near my stag. And what's the other major areas? Margam's down the bottom end. We can see the Margam Museum and all that. So little arrow shows where we are, which is at the top. Uh-oh, hope I haven't touched something. And all around there, you see on the map, isn't there? There's battlements and trenches and things.
Yeah, the map to look at really is the old 1888 National Library of Wales map. You'll have a lot on that, which actually tells you.
Yeah, it's amazing people can't find it. Really.
Shows all the features, shows all the trenches, and that's the thing that you want to look at, really.
Yeah, yeah, the signs of the battle.
And of course the place names and the field names. That'll give you a lot of information.
Oh yeah, yeah, because we got. Well, it's just up the hill there, isn't it? It's what's it called again? Maes Cadlawr. That's it. Yeah, yeah. So there's a final stand of battle up there. As you see, around a good Welsh flag weather day. It's a proper green and white out, so hopefully this is going to clear up a bit, but if you wait for the weather you'll never go. And the spot we've chosen, you see there is a public footpath, which we're going to follow that, and immediately actually you can see stuff right here. Hang on, as the mists go back, I remember we've walked this bit before, we started to see the edge of the battlefield, aren't we? Right, now, one of the things to bear in mind with Baden, it's a massive, vast site. It's miles and miles and miles. You can easily walk 10 miles, 40 miles around it. So don't go thinking there's only one burial mound you're looking for, or one place. There's the last stand, as you said, there's a field over there. There's places like that, but the campaign ran over a few miles. And if bodies die in one place, they're not going to grab the bodies and say, "Oi lads, we want to move all these dead bodies 3 miles up the hill and make another, put them in the main mound." There are other mounds. So as soon as you come off the road we're on is just over there. You can see the guys having a look around it. I'm going to step back so you can see the outline, hopefully. And this is, I mean, you know, who knows what it is, but it's a classic boat-shaped mound. It's the right size, proportions. This is particularly boat-shaped, because if you look what we're looking at there, up at the centre of it, and you can see quite clearly as the pointy end. And this is a substantial mound. So this whole area is worth exploring, preferably on a day when it's not full of rain like this. Right, so we walked about half a mile. Where do you reckon we are now? Or?
Right, we're on the northern end of Mount Baden. We just parked on the southern end. We walked around about half a mile. And we've got these trenches then. They seem to run a fair distance, and there seems to be about 4 or 5 of these. And they're in pretty good nick as well.
Yeah, strange people say they can't see them, isn't it?
Yeah. And they're on the maps as well.
And they're on the maps as well. Let's go and look at those, shall we? Yeah, this is some of the ditches. Yeah, trenches and stuff weren't invented in World War I, were they? You know, you put a few sharp objects.
Yeah. Well, as Hugh said, the guy who first discovered all this, I think, in this entirety, the huge area that is Mount Baden, and he brought me up and showed me these. So if you're watching, Hugh.
Yeah, where are you? Where are you, Hugh? Come on. We're missing you, mate.
I was blown away when I seen all this, and it stretches right down around the back end, the northern end of the hill as well. So it seems to be fortified for miles. There's trenches everywhere. And the farmers nearby know all about it. Nice Carlow.
Yeah, place of the battle, yeah.
And I spoke to the woman in the farmhouse, and she was telling me about the people in the battle. She was telling me about Cynnoed, where Llangynoed is named after. And there's a hill, Bryn Cynnen. Cynnen was in the battle. Llywach Hen. And Bryn Llywach is a few miles over there. So the people in the battle are remembered in the landscape as well. Shot.
Yeah, that's a quick view down the trenches. Of course, this idea of just stood around waiting for the enemy is ridiculous. You know, you make a ditch, you make a raised area, try and defend it if you can, and you've got the advantage then, haven't you? It's hand-to-hand stuff, all these things count. Yeah, so yes, it's a nice easy walk down the path there. Follow the public footpath signs, and the fields are over on your left as you're walking down the hill over there. And we're going to try and see if there's a gate. Oh, there's a gate. We'll go over that field and have a closer look. Some trenches and battlements. I'm trying to walk naturally. Was it Duran Duran sang? Won't it walk naturally? Oh no, it wasn't.
You'd have to have some girls on film over the top of it.
Yeah, no, I got the wrong band then. It was oh, what's his name? Hopefully the picture's clear enough for you to get an idea here, the depth of these ditches. These are proper trenches, you know. And I'll try and clear the screen again. How many did you count over there, boys?
5.
5. Look at that. Isn't it fantastic?
5 on that.
So those people saying there's no trace of any battle, you got to start explaining away some of this then, because this is very ancient. It's on the maps, isn't it, as earthworks, those battlements. I know there's a possibility of more recent battles as well, maybe 8th century, 9th century, things like that. Yeah. You can't say there's no battle.
You've got the trenches here.
Okay.
Oops. So the trenches there on the map.
Sorry, can you put the trenches again?
Trenches are there on the map where the little triangular red marker is.
Okay. Oh yes, yes, yes. You are
Mount
here.
Baden next to it. These are the trenches here. Defences, ditch and mounds. 4 or 5 in places, and they run for a long, long way down the mountain. So, if you say you can't find them, This is where they are for everybody to see, loud and clear.
Yeah, just follow Wilson and Blackett's secret hidden tip of have a look on a map. Look at that, that's a proper battlements there. I'm now facing the other way down the hill. This goes all the way down the hill. There's loads of this. I mean, it's well over a mile, I imagine. There are some gaps you can see where farmers have ploughed over and things, but I'm now in the ditch. You get a real sense, you see. If I was charging up the hill with my spear, there's these blokes with beards at the top, you see, I'm going to have to reach up now, really have to stab hard at them, so. Ah! You'll get his Cymru flag out. The only thing that will save his life when I come up there with my long spear
is this.
You were just saying from down there that you know.
Yeah, I feel at a real disadvantage because you're all the way up there and I'm kind of reaching up.
Yeah, and you're 5 foot, 4.5, 5 foot lower down there. But when these were freshly dug, you'd probably be 10 foot lower.
Yeah.
Certainly.
Oh, another 2 or 3 feet easily, isn't it?
Maybe 10 foot lower. And so that difference would be magnified, and then you'd probably have about, again, you've probably got about 10, 12 foot between the crest of each ridge here.
Yeah.
And that's going to take some effort to battle your way through the defences, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's a lot of effort if you're not going to use them for something like that. Why else would you put these massive ramparts and ditches? You know, here's a good example. I don't quite know how to show this, but I'm down in the ditch. Well, your feet are level with my head, aren't they? So
that's 6 foot.
Yeah, I'm about 6'4", so it's pretty close, isn't it?
And then we've got, again, as I say, you've had erosion, you've had infill.
Yeah. Oh yeah, these banks would have filled up steadily, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
Whichever version you're going with is at least 1,000 years old.
Yeah.
As we also say, they have missile weapons coming down, wouldn't you? Stones and bows. And then you've got to do it again, the next bank. It's very impressive.
It's quite dramatic with the mist as well.
Yes.
Fog.
Yeah, those battles would have been quite terrifying, wouldn't it? Lots of screaming and shouting. Bagpipes, I mean, they're enough to upset anybody. I'm trying to reach up now so I can see. I'm at eye level the camera now, so I can't actually see over the bank.
Yeah. If you can climb up, you can see.
Yeah, back down again. Yeah.
There's the invader.
Here comes attacking Saxon with big beard. Just to give you an idea. Good effort, mate. Can you do another 10 of them? I'm not sure if it came out.
It's my workout for the day.
That's it. They're serious entrenchments, aren't they?
They are.
And the other side looks even bigger, actually, doesn't it?
We've used that one.
Oh, that's where they put the path. I see. Yeah, it's difficult to tell here because you've got the spoil from the road and all that kind of thing as well, haven't you? What a dramatic sight. I think this is actually beyond Welsh flag weather now. It's kind of. Hang on, here we go. There's a decent bit of Welsh flag. Got a Welsh flag moment.
Goes around that way. There's only one or two.
Yeah.
Because they've got the steepness to help.
But then after a while, I think it just goes into the hills are pretty steep then. But it's not so much a fortress, but more of a point where they would have gathered probably after beaching on the estuary, and then plotted.
Where are we saying they landed?
In Jersey Marine, the other side of the Neath River.
So that's what Swansea way then, is it? Or?
Yeah, well, Neath. We're from Mynydd Dinas. You can see.
All right, so it's still near
the Neath River there, and then they would have probably fought their way inland and got up onto high ground. And that's called Kevin Saeson. There's a school there now called Kevin Saeson Comp.
Oh right, okay. Yes.
And down below there's Pant Sais as well, the dell of the Saxon. So it appears they would have been lured through hit and run tactics on, to this site, and all these trenches have been pre-prepared.
You go on this now to look at where you are. Oh, nothing.
Yeah.
You know, you've got a couple of names, and you've got a dot in the middle of.
Yeah, on Google Earth it just shows green fields.
No, but just the Apple Maps. I mean, that shows you. That shows you nothing. It doesn't show you where you are in relation to anything.
It's a good point. You're very careful relying on things like Google and that, because if the information's on there, what are you going to do next time? You've got to get old physical maps as well, not just downloads. It's important. We're trying to collect old maps because stuff disappears off the maps, doesn't it? So it's important physical books are, physical maps. Can't rely on the digital. Yeah, it's a bit blurry, but another mile or so up the road. Through the walkway we've done many times, and this is a bit worrying because look at this. It's another bloody Christmas tree factory. Except no one ever seems to collect the trees, do they?
They don't.
So why have we got this here now?
I'm sure this wasn't here.
No, this wasn't here last time. I didn't reckon. I thought we were at the wrong place.
We came up here last summer, didn't we?
Yeah, a year ago, just over a year ago. And it's Christmas tree land. Ah, it does make you wonder. Yeah, we're discussing here, is this, I mean, it's hard to tell with these modern roads coming in how much is spoiled from the road.
That looks newer from what we've been looking at down.
It seems quite a way back from the road though, doesn't it?
It doesn't look the same.
The droving routes were broader.
Yeah.
Oh, the droving routes are broader, so the droving route could have been the whole width.
And the road is.
But it's these fields where this main battle would have.
Yeah, we're not quite on the field of battle yet, do we? Mice Cadlour.
Further down.
A little bit further down. If anyone come in here anyway, just go up, keep going up that road we showed you. And you'll see the first public path we did. And then that pull in with a big gate. And you got this road to follow. So it's an easy one, but if you want to do the whole battlefield and do a real go for it, different levels. Just do the battlefield, you could probably do like we've done the easy way, just 4 miles total, something like that, maybe 5. Or you can do the park at the bottom one and come all the way around. You come around the bottom there and back up here, then back along the path. Probably that's a proper walk then. Or you can do the Hugh walk where you start in Margam, walk all the way up from there, and then do the whole lot and walk back again, which is probably about 16, 17 miles. A lot of hills, that's a tough one. So set your own difficulty level, okay? Oh, I think the sun's coming out, boys. It's brightening up, definitely. So this is Mice Cadlour, this is the field of the battle. So you can see it's a massive field. But we also know the battle goes on further up round there. There's burial mounds that way. Just to give you an idea. Rather misty day. I think it's probably more misty on the camera though. Got a lot of sheep here today. Yeah, so if you ever wonder why Wales is so green, it's days like this. Ah! I forgot my stick.
This is Mice Cadlour. This is the main field of slaughter, it seems. We've got huge mounds there. There's smaller ones, possibly for the more noble people. And the cover of the Holy Kingdom book is photographed from just over there, and we're looking at this site. And you've got that tree on the cover as well.
We definitely see this complex of mounds here, wasn't it? I know Tim's down there, give you an idea of perspective. You see that blue just disappeared.
But look,
they're massive, some of them, aren't
they? Yeah.
Yeah, and you can see completely different vegetation here, isn't it? Where the soil's been disturbed all that time ago.
Yeah.
Oh, let's go have a delve through there then. Oh, Tim very dramatically coming through the bushes there.
There,
yeah, there's a pronounced mound over by David. David, can you see that mound behind you there?
Yep. South line feature, which is probably the main battle trench, I would have thought.
These are trench or just where they've dug out to put these burial mounds?
Don't know, but it definitely looks like a trench running down.
Yeah, it does, down the length of the battlefield. It might be easier to pile up the soil for your mound if you've already dug a...
I think there's a lot of bodies under here.
Yes, I think it's a very sort of sacred area here, really.
Yeah.
More pronounced mound in the field over there, just across the road.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, there's another one. I think there's a couple up on top. But
yeah, good call, Rob. It's been on the cover of the book.
yeah.
Very important area, this. Obviously, nothing here to mark it or anything.
Yeah, it looks like the majority of the bodies have been piled together in one place. They dug sections out, they covered, and you can just see, look, mounds everywhere.
Yep. Yeah, so the weather's not good enough for the drone, unfortunately, as we were hoping to get the real overview of this.
I wonder what the LiDAR would pick up.
Yeah, we shall look at the LiDAR, because that's available online. Yes, this is just below the burial mounds. You can see the, well, trench, ditch, linear feature, I think they call it, don't they, archaeologists? It runs quite a way, and if you follow it, it sort of turns and it goes down the hill to the bottom. There's more mounds and stuff down there if you look down the bottom.
Yeah. The church of St Cynoed, who was in this battle. He was one of Arthur's generals or whatever. And we got another hill over there called Bryn Cynnan. Cynnan was in this battle as well, and Llywach Hen was in this battle, or part of this campaign. So you've got the modern village of Llangynnoed up there, and it overlooks what went on this site.
A bloody day it must have been. Alright, so there we go. Weather's beaten us a bit today, unfortunately. It's never been good enough to get the drone up. But we will be coming back soon when we get some decent weather, so keep your eyes open for that. Because what we really want to do is try and show how the whole battlefield fits together, you know? You can see how the armies moved around, where the battlements are. So you got a favourite today? This really is. Welsh flag weather. I won't see it again, it's alright. So until the next time, from all of us, Hedlw. Thank you for watching the video. I hope you found it enjoyable and informative. There's so much more going on with the channel, just live feeds and interviews. We're also working as part of Britain's Hidden History to reprint books, produce new books, and generally try and bring more awareness of British history that just isn't taught in the British schools anymore. It used to be history as it was taught, but it's fast disappearing, and so are the sites. Also got how to read hieroglyphics using the ancient language of Cymraeg or Welsh, and you will be amazed. So check out the Facebook group, the website, get involved, and please, we do need help to keep this project going. So if you could pop by the Patreon site, become a supporter, just drop a couple of quid a month in, that'd be fantastic. Or why not go to cymraglyphics.com and buy some books. So until the next time, thank you, and Hedlw.